President Darrell Peoples introducing our three judges, scoring from ringside, Patricia Morse-Jarman, Don Trella, and Glenn Trowbridge. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Super Middleweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, it's time for the Fox PBC Fight Night main event of the evening. Introducing to you first the challenger, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with gold trim, hailing from Chicago, Illinois. He weighed in at a ready 167 pounds, undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 21 wins, no losses, 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, making his first attempt at a world title, please welcome the popular University of Notre Dame graduate, introducing the undefeated Mike Lee. And his opponent across the ring, the defending world champion, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing giraffe print trunks with gold and red trim. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Nashville, Tennessee, he weighed in at the super middleweight limit of 168 pounds. Also undefeated, his record stands at 18 wins, no losses, 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, making the first defense of his title, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the undefeated IBF Super Middleweight Champion of the World, known as Sweet Hands, Caleb Plant. Our third man to the ring, our referee in charge of the action, now to give instructions, Robert Bird.
Gentlemen, I gave you instructions in the dressing room. I'm going to repeat now. I'm going to give you clear instructions, and that's what I want you to do and how I tell you to do it. Protect yourself at all times and obey my commands at all times. When you hear me say stop, what that means is stop whatever you're doing, give me a clean break. Anything on the belt here and above is good. If it's on the belt and above, it's going to be good. Both of you are professionals, and that's all I expect in this ring tonight, that you conduct yourself in a professional manner. Mr. Lee, Mr. Plant, gentlemen, let's do this.
We are set to go from Las Vegas. Tonight's odds provided by Fox Bet. Caleb Plant, Mike Lee for the IBF World Super Middleweight title. The first title defense for 27-year-old Caleb Plant, native of Tennessee, now lives here in Las Vegas. Record of 18-0, 10 via knockout. Mike Lee grew up in the Chicago area, now lives in Southern California. Underway, scheduled for 12 rounds.
Joe, what do you think? He didn't. Mike Lee didn't look at him during the face-off.
Well, he's looking at him now, so that's all that matters. All I know is Mike Lee is a very aggressive guy. I watched tape on him. You know, he's a former linebacker for high school, exactly. University of Missouri, high school linebacker. He's got that mentality. Ended up at Notre Dame, got his finance degree there. But he's got a linebacker mentality. Now he's in there with a real slick guy and that's Caleb Plant, that's got a big amateur background. He was an alternate on the Olympic team. Mike Lee does not have that pedigree as an amateur. So he's really a little bit more rough and rugged around the edges. And he's got his work cut out for him against Caleb Plant. But he's an overachiever, Mike Lee, so I don't underestimate him.
And these guys do not like each other. Trash talk in the weeks and days leading up to the fight. As referred to, Mike Lee did not look up at Caleb Plant during the face-off a moment ago.
I don't know. That would give me a little confidence going in there. Man doesn't look at me, you know. But you're right. He's looking at him now. Right. But the way out Caleb came out very sharp, threw some nice combination punches, and showed his speed straight away.
Yeah, you watch Caleb Plant, and he's really a very slick fighter, and that's how he took apart Muskatagi to win the title. So Caleb Plant's got a great jab. He's got a great double hook. See right there, he'll touch you to the body and hit you to the head before you know it. He's got a good right hand to the body, And, you know, he's just an all-around great athlete. Look at that right there, right hand, left hook to the body. Once he slows Mike Lee down a little bit, he's going to be able to, I think, really, you know, put together what he wants to do. Look at that head movement.
See the difference. Caleb's not in one position. He's moving. He's not easy to hit right now. But when Caleb decides to throw punches, Mike Lee is in one place, and he's just receiving the punches. He's just taking it.
Caleb Plant in the giraffe print shorts in honor of his late mother, Beth, the giraffe, her favorite animal. His nickname. Oh! Down goes Lee here in round one.
And that's when Caleb came with the jab. He was throwing the jab all the time, and then he turned it over into a hook and caught him straight on the chin.
That's what he dropped Uskadagi with twice in the first 4 rounds. Now, he's got to be careful. You don't want to run into anything. But, you know, Caleb should just set him up again like he did a few seconds ago.
We saw Lee say, "I'm all right, let's go." Down to 10 seconds remaining in round one, scheduled for 12.
This is where Caleb needs to throw to the body first before going back to that left hook.
All right, here we go. See, you saw what Mike Lee did. He went like he was going to parry the jab. He moved his right hand in towards his face, and he left the right side of his face vulnerable, and there came the hook right around it.
Not everyone is learning from the past. Not everyone can come into the future. Not everyone.
Hey, Dirk Spentley here. I'm always on the go, and my on-the-go go-to is 5-Hour Energy. Even on my days off, I never slow down. I built these shelves. I've been painting, experimenting with time travel, translating ancient Greek, trying some new music, working as a secret agent. We're still working out the kinks. So, bellissimo. The future is messed up. So for energy on the go, grab a 5-Hour Energy. Works fast, works long, tastes good. Gotta go.
Mike Lee knocked down in round one, smiling as he comes out of his corner. Round two underway. Caleb Plant said, "I'm not letting it go 12 rounds. He can wave the white flag or I will wave it for him." Look at the punches landed in round one. 18-3 advantage Caleb Plant.
Now we listen into the corner of Mike Lee right there. Unfortunately, you had 3 different people giving him instructions. There should be only one voice in that corner, and that's the lead trainer. So I don't know if they confused him or if he heard all 3 of them. But there were 3 voices talking. Now Plant's got to set him up again with that jab. That's really what enabled him. See, when you throw that jab, you as the opponent, you want to use your right hand to kind of knock the jab down. It's called parrying it. And if you can catch a guy, feint a guy, make him go for that parry, and then wrap that hook around that hand that's moving, you know, you got yourself a knockdown.
Usually when you get knocked down like that, you feel like you need to get it back straight away, and you know it seems like Andy Lee's trying to do that. He's trying to get that knockdown back, so he's moving forward. Sometimes you have to watch out because Caleb could set you up with that left, right, or the hook.
Yeah, Caleb can set you up for almost any punch. He's really, well, I watched a lot of tape on him. He's really slicker than I ever knew, to tell you the truth. The more I studied him, the more I was impressed with him. Now, Mike Lee, of course, he's not, like I said, he doesn't have the pedigree of Caleb Plant, the amateur background. So he's really an aggressive guy, and he just kind of forces his will on you and tries to hit you with brute force. And he's got a decent style, but he's going to have his work cut out for him to hit a great moving target like Caleb Plant.
Mike Lee, graduate of Notre Dame, finance major. Caleb Plant said yesterday, when the bell rings, I'll teach him a lesson he never learned at Notre Dame.
It's actually pretty funny, but and he's doing it right there because that was a beautiful jab, right hand. He dropped Caleb Plant through the jab, high drop low with the right hand of the rib cage. Now, normally you might expect a left hook coming from your opponent right after that, and you'd want to get underneath it, but there was no left hook that came from Lee after that.
Caleb's showing good defense right now. He's not getting hit.
Right elbow to back out of the way a couple of times.
No, you're right, Lennox. Caleb, like I said, I was very impressed studying him. He's really very evasive, and he's got a slick style. He's got great eyes. But what I say, more importantly, he's got a real high IQ. And that's the combination that he put Escotigi down twice. Well, he's starting to land some good sharp shots right now. But Caleb Plant's got a high IQ in the ring.
Time winding down in round 2, scheduled for 12. Well, in 2015, Caleb Plant lost his daughter, Aaliyah, at 19 months due to a rare disease. With a reminder of the title belt painted on his ceiling, he then delivered on a promise to win a world championship and deliver the belt to the gravesite of his daughter. He's gone through a lot of heartbreak. His mom passing away earlier this year. Lost his daughter back in 2015.
We're all parents sitting here. You, Kenny, Lennox is a parent, I'm a parent. And could you imagine, you just couldn't imagine anything worse than that in your life. I don't know how you ever could get over it. It would be devastating, I think, to all three of us here. And it's amazing that this man is able to even carry on with a career, to tell you the truth. I'd want to jump off a bridge, quite frankly.
Caleb,
so my hat's off to him.
Caleb with a tattoo on his left arm, honoring his daughter. We mentioned the giraffe print trunks in honor of his late mom, Beth. Round 3 scheduled for 12. Caleb Plant, the IBF World Super Middleweight Champ. Mike Lee fighting for the first time in 13 months. And Lee goes down again.
That was a great right hand right over the top of the low hand of Mike Lee. Caleb Plant caught him with a solid right hand to the chin.
And he set that whole thing up with the jab. You could see it coming, basically. You know, Mike Lee just is standing there waiting for the punches. And Caleb can really do anything he wants. He can place the punches anywhere he wants. Caught him with a short right hook coming in.
Left hook.
His left hook,
yeah.
I don't think this fight's going to go the distance right now. I think
he's very hurt right now.
He's having trouble getting up.
Now, it looked like Robert Berg's able to push that time.
One more knockdown, the fight's going to be over. I can guarantee you that. Look at Mike Lee. He's just overly aggressive and look determined. But that also might be the reason he runs into another hard punch like that.
Yeah.
That's it. That will do it. And Lee is not happy with the referee, Robert Berg.
Let me tell you, Lee's...
Caleb Plant remains unbeaten at 19-0 as he stops Mike Lee in round 3.
Let me tell you, he did all the right things. He moved around. He was elusive. He threw that jab. He set everything up with the jab. He threw punches in bunches. You know, Mike Lee basically was taking the punches. He received a couple punches and he just tightened up into his defense, and Caleb Plant just was able to throw a combination and hit the parts that were open.
That's exactly right, Lennox. Look, like I said, the high IQ served Caleb Plant really well because he waited for those little opportunities that were given to him, and he was able to thread the needle and get what he wanted, and that ended the fight.
And then when Mike Lee was hurt, he did the wrong thing. He rushed in on Caleb, and Caleb only had to do was just sit back and wait for that opportunity and throw that combination and that left hook, and he did. Money.
All right, Joe Goosen heading out to get set for his work in the corner of Sergey Lipinets. Joe will rejoin us later on tonight. There he goes. Headed for a wardrobe change. Good luck, Joe. Well, a lot of talk from Caleb Plant and Mike Lee leading up to this fight. There's Lee smiling in the ring. Remember, he did not look up at Caleb Plant during the face-off just prior to the fight.
And here's the first knockdown where Caleb hit him to the body, then hit him upstairs. He covered up, and then Caleb just unwind on him with that left hook. And here's the second knockdown. His hands are high, but he's not watching Caleb. He's watching Caleb's body. Caleb's watching him and threw a left hook and knocked him down. And here we go to the third knockdown. That was really just an off balance. Didn't really catch him good, but he caught him off balance.
And as Lee attempted to get up, not pleased with the referee, Robert Byrd, after he stopped the fight in round 3. Plant and Lee embrace. We head to the ring and join Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute 29 seconds in round number 3. Our referee in charge, Robert Byrd, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of knockout, technical knockout, still undefeated and still the IBF super middleweight champion of the world, Sweet Hands, Caleb Plant.
So Caleb Plant stops Mike Lee at the 129 mark of round 3. Caleb was with our Heidi Antro. Heidi.
Thank you very much, Kenny. Well, Caleb, you didn't get your face-to-face in the Fox studio, but you sure got it here tonight. Did this go exactly as you planned it to go?
Absolutely. I've been telling you all week it's not going to go 12 rounds. I stuck to my word. I tried to do that. I hope you guys had a good time. I hope me and Mike got in here and put on a good show. I tip my hat off to Mike for getting in here because it takes a true champion to step between these ropes. So my hat's off to him and his team, but it's and still, just like I said, baby.
You most definitely did. He didn't look at you in the face-off here in the ring. Did that give you any added confidence?
I'm not really concerned with that. I was just ready for the bell to ring so I could get in there and do my job, like I said.
You did. You dropped him 3 times in this fight. They called the first round a slip with the same combination that you did with Uskadagi. Did you know that that was going to work exactly the way it did against Mike Lee?
Yeah, you know, we've seen a couple things here and there. But, you know, I feel like I got a high IQ. I do boxing on a high level, so it's just about making adjustments. He was a big, strong guy. He's a superior athlete. He came in here to give it his all, you know what I'm saying? So
You're a really slick boxer. You have a wedding planned for the fall. Very exciting. We saw you get engaged when you won that belt. What would you like to do next, and when would you like to fight next? Obviously, there's the Anthony Durrell, David Benavidez fight, unification possibilities down the line.
Oh, yeah, we can definitely unify. The winner of that, I ain't hard to get a hold of. I ain't hard to make a fight with. Come see me. You know my advisor.
All right, and still, Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. Congratulations on a great win here in Las Vegas. Kenny, back to you.
All right, thanks, Heidi. Caleb telling us yesterday it was good to win a world title, but it was not the goal. I don't feel like I'm at the peak of the mountain yet. Terrific performance by Caleb Plant tonight here in Las Vegas, knocking out Mike Lee in round 3, defending his IBF super middleweight title. Much more to come.
Pain thinks it makes the rules, but the rules just changed. New Icy Hot Lidocaine Dry Spray. Instant dry technology. No mess, no residue, fast-acting relief. Rise from pain. New Icy Hot Lidocaine Dry Spray.
At Skechers.